all the bones sticking out. I can see the bone. Oh, that can't be good. Oh, trauma. Trauma. Because that's what we're talking about this week is trauma. And when everybody thinks about trauma, they usually think about bones sticking out or your eye popped out of your head and you gotta go to the hospital holding it and then they have to put it back. That is what we all think about when we think about trauma. Hey, Jeff Gelcher, and I'm here to tell you that there are many different kinds of trauma. Not just this bone, no, but there's emotional trauma. And I could never list all the things that can cause trauma. And just because something is traumatic to you, that doesn't make it weird or bad, because actually everybody experiences trauma in their life. What are some of the things that can cause trauma? Well, I have a list. So, natural disasters. The hurricane comes through and destroys your house. All the things that you had in your whole life are gone. Well, believe it or not, that's going to cause a fair amount of trauma. So how do you deal with that? Well, it's different for everybody. How I deal with trauma isn't necessarily going to work for you. So what that means is we have to go back to what we've been talking about every week. And that is you need to rely on the people that care about you the most. Go to them. You do not have to deal with trauma all by yourself. And there's ways you can tell that you're being affected by trauma. Some of those things are feelings of worthlessness or hopelessness. Maybe you've lost interest in all those things that you used to really like. Maybe you have panic attacks or nightmares or just feel completely, crazily, emotionally overwhelmed. I do. Every day, that you can tell. So, how? What do you do with that trauma? Do you want to keep it inside of you? No, because what that does most of the time is it comes out in really bad ways. So, maybe you write some poetry. Okay, poetry's not your thing. Maybe write a song or paint a picture. A lot of people take that damage, those bad feelings because something bad happened in their life, and they create something amazing out of it. So that's just one way. But everybody experiences trauma. It's not you. You're not alone. So make sure you go to your parents or your grandparents or your friends or your therapists and you tell them about those things that have really negatively affected you. Maybe it's about a loved one who died, or maybe your parents are getting divorced. I don't know. It could be this guy. I really don't know what's going on with this guy, but I found this when looking up trauma. I think this kid has another kid living in his head and somebody's stepping on him. Anyway, listen. Trauma is tough. Like I said, everybody is going to experience it in their lives. Probably more than once. But it doesn't have to mean that the rest of your life is destroyed. Talk to the people that care about you. Okay? Get through that trauma. It doesn't have to stay trauma forever. Do something good with it. Hope you guys had a good week. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.